Good evening and welcome to ArsenPool, the world's first Arsenal and Liverpool-based podcast.
Can I quickly say something?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's true?
No, we're not. What do you
Alright,
want?
okay.
What do you expect me to do? Research?
Well, I don't know. I thought, well, the odds are I've never seen one.
I'm just going to say it.
Okay,
You've ruined my intro now.
sorry.
With your two favourite people in the world, Michael Cotter and Matthew Bloomfield. I've messed up.
Don't worry, carry on.
People to discuss all things Arsenal and Liverpool. Good evening.
Evening.
This is. Oh, we need some sort of. I'm going to put in a bit of music here, and it will be like violin. Today's episode is the tribute to David Moyes. It is officially David
Moyes.
Did David Moyes die today?
Well, he might as well have. His career did. Or did I think his career died when he signed the contract.
Well, he certainly looks like the living dead.
He's certainly aged badly.
He certainly does look like he's become. He looks like he would be. He could go on the program The Walking Dead, and he wouldn't require any makeup to be one of the zombie extras.
I for one, I am pretty sad. In fact, I'm not a religious man, but I've been praying that David Moyes keeps his job.
Well,
now that's just evidence to me that God doesn't exist. The first time I pray in probably my entire life, just.
Yeah, and he spat in your face.
He spat in my face.
We will come back. We will dedicate a fair chunk to David Moyes because this episode, it is dedicated to our main man, David Moyes, after his death. So we'll come back to him later, and we'll go through some of his highlights of him during his tenure at Manchester United. But before then, we've got business to talk about related to our own clubs. Premier League champions Liverpool.
Well,
and FA Cup champions Arsenal.
I know. Well, this could be a strangely successful time.
Twisted, successful season.
Yeah, well, Arsenal could be kind of a weird backwardly successful, as in that.
Sort of.
It still could be a
good season.
It could be a great season, or it could still be shit. The shit season.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, anything could happen. Well, where were we after the
last one? You were just about to play.
Played Wigan.
You haven't played Wigan, no. So we got to discuss Wigan, and
we hadn't played West Ham or Hull.
And
you hadn't
played Man City.
Is that it? No, you can't have had Man City and Norwich.
Norwich, yeah.
They're the only two games, and we've had 3 in that time.
Yeah.
Because you played Man City the same weekend we had the cup semi-final.
Yeah.
So. Well, I haven't really watched any games. I've seen your goals. So let's just talk about our own teams.
Right, okay.
Scrap all that bollocks.
Okay, well, I'll go first.
You go first. Well, let's talk about
build up
City,
Liverpool.
Liverpool City.
Just wow.
What a game.
Watched it on my own. I'm glad I did.
Radio.
I was going through all sorts of emotions.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never seen a game. Because the Hillsborough Memorial as well was the same day. Well, they did all the tributes. Anfield was absolutely rocking. Whenever Man City got, it was like an unbelievable atmosphere. Whenever Man City got the ball, they were doing the whistling, and.
I noticed that from the radio. I was listening to.
Well,
I was driving somewhere.
So
I'm driving back from Birmingham.
And City didn't learn, did they? No one's learned. I think maybe the tactic should be maybe you can't stop it, but. Stop Liverpool scoring in the first
20 minutes.
5 minutes and...
You might have a chance.
Traditionally, when we haven't done very well, teams have stopped us scoring and we kind of look like run out of ideas. But now, with the rebirth of Raheem Sterling...
Well, he's now your go-to guy in the first 10.
Well, I do think it's difficult for teams now because they're like, do we mark Suarez, do we mark Sterling?
Do we mark...
Sturridge. And you got a few other people chipping in. I honestly thought it was the best Premier League game I've seen. I mean, I would say that obviously Liverpool for
It's been a while since Liverpool
time.
have been involved in a Premier League game that had so much riding on it and of such quality.
But it's been a while. I think it's even been a while that we've got to games this late in the season with and this much riding on them. I know again. Yeah. So regardless of Liverpool, I just think it was a ridiculously good game, and City.
Well,
in
general, it's not often that there's two people that could both have won the title, that win the title, play each other when there's only 4 games left.
And it was bullshit saying, I still think it's bullshit saying if we win that, we win the league, because we still, at that time, Man City hadn't dropped points to Sunderland. They went on to drop points to Sunderland. Chelsea went on to lose to Sunderland.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sunderland, basically.
Sunderland
but that hadn't happened. If those two events hadn't happened, we would still be in a position where we still have to beat Chelsea and win our other 2 games. And now we're in a position where we know if we draw against Chelsea. And beat Crystal Palace and Newcastle, it's done.
No, will you not? If you draw with Chelsea and then win your second last game, is it not sewn up?
No, unless Man City, because Man City, unless Man City lose against Everton.
Yeah.
I just thought it was. I mean, unbelievable to go like atmosphere.
Do you know? I didn't even see the goals.
Do you not?
Was Sterling then?
Sterling's goal was ridiculous. Was fantastic.
Skirtle,
basically Sterling got the ball in the box. Sterling got the ball in the box. Slightly to the right, about 10 yards out. Literally put Company and Joe Hart on their arses with a little swivel of the hip, and then just side-footed it in the net.
Nice,
it was calm finish.
The kind of thing that we were saying, he needed to develop.
Yeah.
That side of his game, because he was always getting himself into the positions.
He always needed the final.
Seems to address that part of his game, and he's a really exciting talent.
Skirtles was glancing header, brilliant goal. Sturridge probably should have scored before that, and we had some other decent chances. But if you look back on it, we have been lucky. I mean, you were discussing it earlier. You do get lucky when you're winning. That's what happens. 11 games in a row. Skirtle handball, punched the ball in his own area, but. Everyone was like, "Oh, the referee should have seen it," but no, the commentators didn't say anything. No one said anything. So obviously, someone at Sky spotted it, or whoever was filming it spotted it, because they showed it, and obviously couldn't tell the commentators back. And then they were like, "Well, we're watching this back," and then they were like, "Oh, clear handball." Well, it's not that clear. It wasn't clear to you.
Yeah.
But looking out, Maradona can do it.
Could have been sent off.
Suarez probably should have been sent off.
So that was another. But you can also.
Although, I don't really.
You were robbed against City and Chelsea, weren't you, in the first half of the season?
So what comes around goes around. I'm just absolutely buzzing at the moment. And I said I thought Liverpool would win the league this time, and there's a little bit of doubt in my line. Now, there's still a bit of doubt. But if we don't, fucking hell.
I would like. I want there to be one more twist. Just now for the neutral.
Yeah.
I'm slightly coming to terms with Liverpool winning the league. It's not that I don't want Liverpool to win the league. It's not like I've got a problem with Liverpool winning the league. The problem with it stems from Arsenal. It stems from my love for Arsenal. Is the fact that I don't really want to see Liverpool in the league because. You see a lot of articles came up online soon after the City draw and the Chelsea loss was, well, it's been gifted to Liverpool now. There's the gift for Liverpool. And I was thinking, the gift was there for us as well. The gift has been given by United, by Chelsea and by City for Liverpool and Arsenal bottled it completely, and Liverpool haven't, and it's frustrating knowing that the gift was there for both of us, and I still, hand on heart, think we have a better squad. You might disagree with that. You probably would disagree. I still think we've got a better squad. I
think we've got a better starting 11, and I think we've been lucky.
I think you've got
or better fit starting 11.
I think you've got a better. You've got far better in the way of a tactically minded manager, and you're far more athletic than us, and you're riding on a lot of adrenaline.
But quality-wise, that what you were saying, and natural ability.
And you've got some. I mean, as in like athleticism, as in terms of your ability to move around the pitch.
No, but you think your players?
I just think we've got a bit more technical quality. I think that we've got better players. That if you if you put a lot of the reason, I just think they go in. They'll be playing at higher levels for other teams. Of course, you've got a better front line, but I still think Walcott would get into your front line ahead of Sturridge.
Walcott,
maybe.
I would love Walcott at Liverpool because I know Brendan Rodgers would bring, as I think Martinez would, as I think other managers would, make him into a better player than he already is. Because I'm listening to Arsenal fans and listening to some people discuss Arsene Wenger. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it seems that he hasn't really got a knack for. He doesn't really have a plan, but he doesn't really develop players as such. He can pick good quality and he can tell them how to play football, but he doesn't really. He's not like a Martinez or a Brendan Rodgers who seem to just have. You look at Sterling or you look at Coutinho, or you look at these players that could have easily been these people that we buy and just drift out and don't do anything, but become integral to the team. And I just think like Walcott's got so much potential that the next manager you get
can really make
can bring your whole team onto the next level. Like, you look at Arsenal when they beat us 2-0.
Look, ridiculous. You haven't got any. You didn't buy anyone in the transfer.
No, exactly.
It's the same team that I think almost the same starting 11 would have. I think in that team that we beat you 2-0 at our place. I'm pretty sure your midfield was.
We didn't have anyone else.
Coutinho and Gerrard.
And
I don't think Coutinho started. I think it might have been Lucas and Coutinho started on the left, and it was Sturridge and Suarez. And we bossed your midfield, and we coped with it all right. And I think that the thing that have crippled Arsenal is injuries, but I don't blame that on luck. I blame the injuries on poor preparation for games and something that's fundamentally wrong with either the types of people we bring in and the training regimes, the abilities to diagnose injuries properly and have the rehabilitation program appropriately managed, and how to deal with the physicality of the Premier League. I think there's something wrong with all of these aspects, which lead to the fact that half of our team, they're not like ridiculous injuries. Not everyone's breaking legs and cruciate ligaments. They're all fucking calf strains and thigh strains and hamstring pulls. And it's like why? I was talking to my dad the other day. Vermaelen couldn't play this weekend because he played 6 weeks now. Now it's his turn for his hamstring injury. It's like, what the fuck are you doing on the training ground? Why can't they not pull a hamstring every fucking 10 minutes? It's pissing me off, and so I'm thinking. It's our injuries have crippled us, but that's not like, we just got unlucky with injuries. No, there's something fundamentally wrong with the way these players are prepared, and then that has crippled us this year. And Wenger's tactical naivety against teams above us away from home. We haven't lost at home to any of the top four. No. We didn't. We beat Liverpool. We drew with Chelsea. Drew with City. Drew with United. I'm saying United because I consider them, still one of the big four. We beat Tottenham. We beat Everton. In the FA Cup, we drew with them at home. We didn't lose to these teams, and you think like, well, if you can just pick out draws with them and you can beat the others, then you're right up there at the top. But then we go and be completely tactically naive in the away games, and not only the fact was those tactical naiveties bad in terms of points lost, they fucking ended us mentally because we lost so badly. It's crippled our team on a mental state. Going and getting hammered 6-3, getting hammered 5-1, and getting hammered 6-0 against the three teams that are above you in the league. How is that going to help your fucking confidence?
No,
losing 1-0, 2-0 on a tight game, but it's not just the fact that you lose the points. It's not just the fact that you lose the goal difference. It's such a detrimental effect to the mental state of your players because they don't have the confidence they can win it, and then you start dropping points against lower teams like we did. We got hammered by Chelsea, and then we went and dropped points to Swansea at home. Just because those players were completely emotionally distraught from what had happened to them at the weekend. So I think the gift was there for us. The gift has been there. The same it's been to Liverpool. I think it's right that both of our teams are looking for silverware this year because we've deserved it. We've progressed along, and it's going to show that it's not all about the money and whatnot. But Liverpool have gone out and grabbed the Premier League by the balls, and we've completely fallen by the wayside. And I think that ultimately both of the reasons, the injuries and the tactical naivety, fall down to something that's wrong with our management.
I agree totally with that, but I do think to win the Premier League you need a top quality striker.
Then that's the third reason. And whose fault is that?
Yeah, well, exactly.
It still comes down to the fucking management.
Because at the end of the day, the midfield can be as much as you want, but there'll be pivotal games in the season where there'll been games we'll lose Suarez. We've everyone's been playing shit, but Luis Suarez will win us the game. There's been games where Daniel Sturridge has done that. And I mean, there was games when Drogba did that, Ruud van Nistelrooy used to do it, Thierry Henry used to do it, and it's the only position where you can win a game like on your basically. I mean, some like influential midfielders can do it, like Aaron Ramsey's done it, but there's midfielders, they can't do it week in and week out, and sometimes you need. It's very rarely that I see Giroud like. I mean, he's got a brilliant cracking goal the other week, but there's very rarely where. It's nil. You're in a really tight situation, and he'll make something out of nothing.
That is the first and only time he's ever done that.
Well, I know, yeah.
That is the first. It
was brilliant.
I've seen every game he's played for Arsenal. That is the only time he's done something where, fuck me, he shouldn't have scored that.
No, yeah.
How's he done that? That was not a chance he should have put away. I can't think of anything else that he's done something where you're like, wow.
Jesus. Yeah.
He shouldn't. That really wasn't. He had no right to score that. Everything he scores, and you got to get yourself in the right position. But he scores goals, that you expect strikers to score when you're playing for a club like Arsenal, and you're getting paid the money he gets paid. That's the only time.
Yeah.
And he actually, I know maybe he scored one against Brighton last year in the FA Cup, where he was outside the box and he curled one in, and that was nice. But that's not good enough.
No.
I can think of 2 occasions where your main man, the guy that replaced Robin van Persie, scores goals that you don't, that go, oh shit, we're back in the game now, or we're winning, out of nothing. Maybe we didn't deserve to win that. Like Van Persie used to do that every week.
Yeah.
Suarez does it every week, and it's not just about goals necessarily. It's about things in his general play where you're like, a lesser player would have controlled that and just passed it backwards. Whereas Suarez would be like, the ball comes into him and suddenly he's got a man behind him, he's letting him run through his legs and it's ran through the guys behind him because he's inventive. And you're like, oh, fuck me, now you're suddenly on an attack.
Yeah.
Where you could have been, the ball could have... Arsenal, when that comes into Giroud, that's probably gone back to Arteta, and Arteta's then gone back to the fullback. And it's like, whereas with Liverpool now, that loft ball, every now and then you've got an outlet, and it goes into Suarez, and suddenly rather than it going back to your fullback, you're practically up, creating a scoring chance. So it's not just scoring goals that you don't expect. It's the all-round play, the inventiveness, the creativity that you do.
I think you need if you're not gonna have someone who is Drogba-esque and is just gonna boss aerial battles and score from outside the box, or a big physical player. I really think in the Premier League you need someone who can help you on the counter attack.
That's what, yeah.
Drogba
was, Drogba was Drogba. I can't, he was almost one of a kind.
But I can't. Like I said, I can't.
If you don't have,
I can't stress how successful it's been and how much of a big push it has for our team. That when we're defending, we always look like it doesn't matter. We look like we're going to score. It doesn't matter. Like when Norwich scores and it was 2-1, we thought bugger it. They're on the attack. And then we went 3-1 up because there's never been a game where I've gone. We don't look like scoring another goal. We always look like scoring another goal, and that's because we've got inventive players up top. We don't. If we had good old Andy Carroll still up top, it'd be stop and start. It would be.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But now it's.
Where's you're not people in the crowd aren't sitting there scratching their head going, where's the next goal going to come from?
No,
it could come anywhere. Yeah. It could come from a quick counter attack. It could come from some inventive play from the midfield. It could come from a hoof from the fullback. We've got creative players up front with good touches and speed to run in behind. And when you've got players like that who are on form, you can score at any time.
And I mean, if you think next year Arsenal could potentially have, they will. Ramsey will be better. Well, if he's barring an injury, Ozil's only going to get back. He's not going to go anywhere in the summer, is he? If you can get a top quality striker that them two can link up with, well,
right. Well, the way I feel about things is that Ramsey for us this year was our Suarez, and this is so. You were talking about you can have a player that can be influential like Ramsey. But they're not going to be able to score the goals on the same basis like Suarez. So Suarez is the thing. He's the catalyst. He's what, in my opinion, he's what makes Liverpool go from, a good side to a very good side. He really makes things tick, and he makes the players around him play better. Which is like Ramsey has become for us. It's shocked everyone. No one expected it, but somehow, when you see Ramsey in the team now, he makes the players around him play better, and he plays well, and he's become that key man, the important man who it's so important for us to be in our starting lineup. He really does make things work for us, and he was showing that with his form before Christmas, with his goal scoring. I think he'd scored something like 15 goals in all competitions before Christmas or something like that. 14 goals, loads of assists, loads of work rate. The problem,
he's still your second top goal scorer.
The difference between us having that guy being Suarez is that Suarez don't have to do all the running that Ramsey does. Ramsey was making the most tackles, he was doing the most blocks, he was making the most passes, he was creating the most chances after Ozil, and he was scoring the most goals. And so everyone there that was watching Ramsey play is thinking, you watch him play, he literally cannot keep this up. He cannot keep this up for full season because he's going to die. Because a human being can't do it. When you've got Suarez, who makes, is that player that can make things tick, and he's standing on the last man, and you've not got European football to contend with, you can get that player. He's not going to be so fatigued, and he's not going to get so affected by injuries. No one was surprised when Ramsey picked up his injury. It was like, well, it has to happen eventually because he runs around like a headless chicken, doing defending, doing the dirty work. He's further forward than Giroud. He can't physically do it. And when the injury happened, everyone was like, well, that was fucking coming, wasn't it? Because we weren't rotating, because we don't have the quality to rotate. And Wenger's got a bad policy when it comes to rotating. I don't believe it. Something went completely pear-shaped in the first month and a half of the season, where half the fucking team got injured. So, we talk about our poor squad depth, but the fact is we've not had a full squad available all season. We had about 6 players out at the beginning of the season, so we had to play the players that he played for the first half of the season, and then by the time that the other players got fit, everyone was fucking injured from, that played the first half. And the fact of the matter is, though, when Ozil and Ramsey got injured, we just didn't look the same team. We didn't have the pace, and Walcott. We had Walcott out, Cazorla out, we had Wilshere out for a little bit, we had Podolski out and Chamberlain out in the first half of the season, so we weren't able to rotate like you wouldn't. Maybe you think, well, we can play Ramsey a bit less and he doesn't get knackered. Now, at the end of the day, we've been crippled. Ramsey has become so talismanic for us that when he got injured, and he got injured for 3 months from a thigh strain that was poorly diagnosed, and he was mismanaged in his rehabilitation, it just crippled us. Because after that, it's like, oh, who's that guy that runs beyond Giroud? That was Ramsey, wasn't it? Should someone else do that? No one's got the energy. No one could be asked. The energy levels are just poor. But when Ramsey's back in there, people start making runs again.
I mean, you got to think, can Wenger motivate players? Don't think he can he? Doesn't look like he can.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think some of the young British boys sort of motivate themselves, and some of the foreign lads sort of just don't get it a bit, and they're a bit we like to express ourselves on the pitch. There's not a lot of tactical stuff we have to address. We just go out and do it. We've been beaten 6-0. We're sorry. It was an accident. We'll come out and make it better. We didn't make it better next week. It's not like we need to make. We need Ramsey to be a component. That can be rested and changed with quality, with squad strength and depth. We want that. We want our Suarez. We don't want our Suarez to be Ramsey. We want our Suarez to be a guy up front.
Yeah.
Who can? We want 30 goals to be coming from centre forward, not from a guy who's just just kicked one off the line and they've run up the other end and then scored. And after 3 months his body's going to be broken, which has happened this year effectively.
Yeah.
But so that just has to happen in the summer. Who knows? We've really gone off on a tangent here. I don't know. We're going freestyling with our
conversations today. So yeah. In the final,
we got to the final, didn't we?
Difficult game.
Yeah, the semi-final was shit.
Good pens though. But fantastic. Well, I tell you what, if you go to pens,
well, I can't remember the last time we lost a penalty shootout.
No, you can only.
We're pretty good on pens. Not a lot's been mentioned about this. We're pretty safe. That's the second shootout we've won this year. Yeah. We beat West Brom in the Carling Cup.
Well, they all went in, didn't they, for you?
No, we lost one last year, didn't we? Obviously, against fucking Bradford. That was a shootout, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Mate,
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We lost, but I thought we were pretty. Other than I think that's the only one we've lost in a fair few years. We're not too bad on the pens.
So beat Holt this week 3-0. So
Well, but
is that a ploy?
Well, the skeptic in me who's interested in the paranormal will notice that we beat Birmingham 3-0 at their place in around March time, the season that we took them to the Carling Cup final and then lost to them. So that could be a bad omen. There's nothing I see in that whole team that should worry us. Especially if we can... No, I mean, if fucking Ozil or Ramsey gets another muscle strain, I will personally find fucking...
Is Ozil back now, is he?
Yeah, he's fit. Yeah, he started against Hull. If one of them gets injured again with a muscle strain, I will go to London Colney where Arsenal train and I will stab Wenger. And I'll write on him in blood...
Much, isn't it?
Address no more muscle strains. And I mean, obviously, there won't be. He won't be able to know about that because he'll be dead.
But the police will be able to identify it, and he'll get back to the club. It'll be.
And hopefully, they'll be like, "Oh fuck, yeah, we should have addressed those muscle strains." Like, so basically, what I'm saying is that we should be able to keep Ramsey and Ozil fit from muscle strains for 4 weeks, however long we've got till the cup final, 17th of May, so 3 weeks. We've got. There's talks that Wilshere could be back by then. Diaby's playing in the under-21s tonight. We could have, bar Walcott, a completely fit squad. There's nothing. Hull have got no Jelavic or Shane Long because they're both cup tied. So they both played on Sunday and we beat them 3-0. They looked dangerous. Yeah. They were their only two dangerous.
They got Sagbo.
Sonogo could play. But
No, they've got someone called Sagbo.
Oh, do they?
I think so. I think that's where I got confused with Sonogo and Sagbo.
I thought you just made that up.
No, I don't know. I did make it up. I'm going to have a look at it.
There is no one in that team that should be able to really worry us, especially now they don't have Jelavic or Yong.
Yong, the Chinese brother of James Long.
De Jong, Long. There's nothing there. We should be able to comfortably. I know nothing's going to be comfortable in a cup final because you have to treat a cup final like it is. It's a one-off game. Both teams are going to want it ridiculously. But we have got so much more talent. And unlike what happened in the season that we lost to Birmingham, where we were reaching, obviously the Carling Cup is earlier in the season. We were reaching that point where players were starting to get injured. We had no Fabregas. I believe Van Persie got injured in the game. Nasri at that point had decided that he was off and he didn't really care about playing anymore. This year, all our players have already been injured. They're coming back. They should be relatively fresh for the game. We got to beat them.
Yeah, I think you will, but
I think we will. I would be stunned if we don't. There's just they've got nothing to threaten us. They won't set up the same as they did on the weekend. I wouldn't have thought. They played two up top. I think they understood that they were getting bossed in the midfield but I think even if they play three in the midfield, we'll still have enough for them.
Bloody yeah! I've googled whole FC. Fucking egg chasing's come up.
Well, okay.
Why is it whole FC for egg chasers?
Who knows? So what do we think? So we think what? Are we confident now that it's going to be Liverpool for the Premier League, Arsenal for the FA Cup?
Well, the odds.
What do you think?
The odds have Man City down. Just checking them. 5-1 to win the league. That's how confident they are. The bookies that Liverpool are going to win the league. Now I can't see.
I don't really give a shit what the bookies.
Well, I've heard there's a lot of maths.
Into the future?
I've heard there's a lot of maths that goes into it, but I don't believe that if Chelsea draw tonight, which they are still drawing 0-0 in Champions League, I think we'll beat them. And if we beat Chelsea, that'll be it. Because I still think Everton will take points off. I don't think they'll beat Man City, but I think they'll draw with them. It's at Everton, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that good.
Well, I think Everton are dangerous. I think they can
City
draw. It
just looked like what was it we were talking about the freight train that couldn't stop. It just looks like it's stopped now and it's just slowing down to a halt, and it might be completely stopped by the time we get to the final game.
So and they've got
bloody hope they don't. I just want them to lose one more game, Everton. That'd be nice.
They got more games than Oh, I don't. Well, Everton seem to be able to big themselves up for the. They have got someone called Sagbo. Sorry to change it. Yannick Sagbo. There you go. Didn't make him up.
I don't remember him playing.
He's either from Ireland or the Ivory Coast. I forget their flags. They're similar.
Well, it doesn't sound like a very Irish name.
I think Liverpool will win the league. Hopefully we do it in the last game of the season at Newcastle at at Anfield, and we can see Steve. I'll be on holiday in Cyprus at the time, in a bar, rummed out my face. And if we lose,
you'll be in a bar rummed out your face, crying.
I will swim into the ocean.
What, and just drown yourself?
Yeah.
No, don't say that.
That'll be it.
We don't want you to die because of this.
Well,
still.
I am 24 years old, and my team has not won the league since I've been born. And if they don't do it now, there's a chance they won't do it until I die. And death could come at any time, remember? So I will not come out of my bed for
I think
years.
At the moment, I'm 80% sure Liverpool will win the league.
Well, that's.
But I will be 100% if you can. Even if you get a draw against Chelsea, I will be 100% sure you'll win it, because I think there will be a slight bit of, because at the moment you've got your 11 game run. If you lose to Chelsea, I'm just worried that those.
If you lose to Chelsea, the Palace away becomes a very difficult game.
Yeah, that will all creep in a little bit, and I worry about your nerve.
I mean, I honestly think we'll smash Newcastle, so that's not. They're crap, so that's not even going to matter. Yeah. So, but I honestly think I think we're going to beat Chelsea, but we'll draw against Palace, and then it will go down to the last game of the season, because I think Palace are just going to be they've beaten everyone, haven't they? Really recently.
No, we took 6 points off.
Well, okay, not the mighty Arsenal, but.
Yeah.
And you think
I'm
Arsenal?
confident Arsenal will win the FA Cup. So I think the underlying message that we're trying to promote here at ArsenPool is that within 6 podcasts, we've brought glory to our clubs.
Potentially, but within 3 weeks, me and you could be the two most depressed people.
We'll just never,
Liverpool could potentially not win the league,
and we could be still trophyless and probably out of the Champions League.
Yeah, so there's no count our.
But at the moment we can sort of be like, fairly confident.
See, I'm just looking.
But we're very good omens for our clubs.
I'm just looking at City's game. How many games have they got left? 5, 4 now.
They've got 4 now. You've got 3.
They haven't won 4 games in a row.
Well, they just won the last game
in a very long time. 4 games in a row.
Oh really? Yeah, but they've not got tough games, have they? Well, Everton. Arsenal have got Newcastle on Monday, followed by. We've got Norwich on the final day. We've got Newcastle, Norwich, and West Brom.
So we've
got Newcastle next week, then we've got West Brom
9 points,
and then we have Norwich away final day.
So anyway,
I don't want it to be having to go for the top 4 on the final day. Can we please just have Everton lose against City and then we win our final 2?
Draws.
No, because I think could it still then go to the final day?
Well, they can lose against someone else. No.
I just want to get it wrapped. I'd quite like to
be able to draw. Everton draw.
To go home and enjoy the final game of the season, not shit scared that we're out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
It'd be nice just to have to go to that game against Norwich, which has always been a bit of a problem place for us, Carrow Road. And just be like, it doesn't matter. Rest everyone, play the kids.
Norwich even beat you, and they stay up. Everyone's happy.
Is the final game of the season after the FA Cup final?
No, they've moved it back. The FA Cup's now after.
Oh, that's good, because that was shit.
Yeah, it was shit. Well done, the FA.
Bollocks, when no one really gave a shit about the FA Cup anymore. It's like,
I think we should.
Let's start our
Moyes
tribute. Moyes. How long have we got? Let's just have a little Moyes bash.
Well,
David Moyes, you are gone, but we will remember you forever. Well, we won't have to really remember him. He's going to be managing Newcastle.
I know he's going to be some, but 6-year contract. He is laughing to the bank.
No.
Or is there Champions League?
Apparently, there was Champions League clauses, and he'll only receive 1 year's salary for free.
Well. Can't complain too much.
Can't complain with that, because it's not like he's going to be on peanuts when he goes to Newcastle.
No. Do you think he'll go to Newcastle?
He's 3-1 on, I think.
He'll go somewhere, won't he? Because
there's going to be plenty of.
He'll go, and who better to be a mediocre mid-table team than Newcastle?
Exactly.
so
they're
going to have to pay shitloads of money to get through the powder.
They never really go in that much danger of going down.
Not anymore, no. And you know what Moyes can do?
Do you know what?
6th.
Do you know what? Yeah, he's good at 6th.
Yeah.
It's about his place.
7th, maybe.
But I do. What does right? In all seriousness, one point leaves me with a slight sadness for the bloke. Is that it was the wrong time for him, but now has he had his one shot at taking on a quote unquote elite club, and will he now not get the opportunity?
I hope
again?
so, because I honestly think he's not a good enough man. He's not that. Well, he's not. He's a brilliant manager, but he's not the top. He's not a top 4 or a big club manager. Okay. He's not got that spark. He's just not got it. Like, I don't care what you say. There's something about him that he's not got it. Yeah, he's not a Mourinho. Even when like bloody Martinez got people relegated, Liverpool were talking to him. Everton have him like that.
And
now look, he's doing. He's got something about him. He can play football that wins games. Moyes doesn't know how to play football that wins titles. He plays nice and safe football. Like he just doesn't do it for me. I've never seen a David Moyes team and go bloody hell. Now I'm looking at Everton thinking, Jesus Christ, like...
What do you think, like, if Martinez stays in the summer and they can add to their team, you know, they really can improve.
Yeah,
they can. But it looks like they will keep Baines, because I think all the top boys...
We don't want to go United now, does he?
Well, everyone's going to be looking for Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
That's what the top boys will be looking for Luke Shaw. Arsenal aren't in the market for left back. Liverpool will be. It'll be Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man United, I'd imagine.
I mean, I love Luke Shaw, but I don't see us financing £20 million for a left back.
I think it's going to be either Chelsea or United that go for him. And say it's Chelsea that get him. Baines ain't going to go to United.
No.
Why would anyone want to go to a team? You know, Baines is part of, you know, the project now at Everton. They're under Moyes, they always like, oh, they're good. They just battle above their standards. You know, they try hard. They don't have a lot of money, and they do okay for them. Under Martinez, they're like, we're a project now, and I'm going to take us to really try and get Champions League. And they look exciting.
They do.
They've made Naismith look good.
Yeah. Do you know who's still about?
Morales is out for the rest of the season, which is a bit of a blow.
Not for you.
Lukaku, can't see them keeping him.
Well, no, I mean, I just think Martinez will do well there, regardless. When David Moyes just fucking... It does nothing for me. Nothing at all. Like, there's some managers where you think, poor bloody hell, he's like got something about him. Even bloody Burnley's manager. Burnley's manager.
Yeah.
Like,
he just got promoted, right?
Like, yeah, I just think, like, Brendan Rodgers, what did he really do before Liverpool? He did a riot at Swansea, he got him promoted, but now look at him. He could win the bloody league. And I just don't think he's got that...
In this day and age, where no one has won the Premier League apart from Man United or an oil team.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's changing. I think the Martinez is the future. I think Martinez it will be Arsenal's next manager. Because... I can't see. He's gonna have to go somewhere big unless he goes over.
I just don't know what's gonna happen anymore this summer.
Like, he's so like I'd like to say I love Martinez, but we pretty much got Martinez and Brendan Rodgers are probably two of the closest managers you can get.
Yeah, I like Martinez. I'd happily have him Arsenal, but maybe not this summer. I don't know. I would have loved Klopp, but he's not going anywhere, is he, this summer?
Klopp's a
What
crazy
I really
wanker.
want Arsenal to do is have Ivan Gazidis be like, Wenger, here's a 1-year contract. You failed us this year. We were going to offer you a 3, but now here's a 1 because you failed. Here's 1-year contract. You must spend all of your transfer fund, and it's only a 1-year contract because we're out working day and night to bring in the next manager. You are going next year, but we can't actually bring in Jurgen Klopp this year, and we don't really want to risk Martinez after 1 year at Everton, where he's still only got he might only get 5th. Or 4th. He could get, if he got 4th and you say fair play, bring him in.
Yeah, see you there, Wenger.
If he gets 5th, then it's improvement. But is he ready to make this jump up? But I don't think they will. They'll offer Wenger 3 years, and it'll be the same old, and he'll be like, we won the FA Cup, I must stay, and nothing will change.
Right, we're getting off of David
Moyes. Why are you shit?
David Moyes, I hate him. Basically, and now I hate him even more because he's...
I feel sad for him.
I don't. He's a ginger Scottish cunt.
He's not even ginger anymore. He's gone grey.
Well, it doesn't matter.
He's got no more of his trademark ginger.
He's managed the 2 rivals.
He didn't choose.
I tell you what.
He had the the sacred angel Ferguson come in and say, "You must come."
Well, that was fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Now, now the Glazers are probably like, "Fuck off, Fergie. You can't even come to the games anymore. You're shit."
What I was listening to something earlier where they were saying, "How dare United say that David Moyes treated his position with integrity and honesty?" And they were saying how they were not allowed to use those two words in that statement because United have neither of either.
Well,
Sad expression.
Neither of either. That's it.
Yeah.
Is that a...
I think that might be something.
Yeah, that's right.
Neither of either.
Neither of either. Anyway.
They got no trust,
none of either.
No honesty and no integrity.
Well...
Because
those bastards kept the manager for 24 years.
What were they thinking, giving him a 6-year contract? What kind of... Is it just something like... We are Manchester United, we're above everyone else. We're going to bring in a mid-table manager and give him a 6-year contract because that's what we do. Oh, it has gone pear-shaped. I said it. We both said it last year. We did say it.
Yeah.
When there was that whole idea when David Moyes was announced, everyone was a bit like... All the United fans were like, yeah, he'll do good. He'll do good. And everyone else were going, I really don't think he will.
No.
It was like... I've got a horrible feeling, well, a good feeling, that you're going to drop out the top 4 and play shit. Everything that everyone said would happen has happened.
Yeah,
Your squad is ageing. You've got a manager who's only used to playing for a mid-table club, and
you've got a squad full of retards.
Yeah, and he's got no experience at the top level, and it was well, we really genuinely, if you can't keep Van Persie fit, which is highly probable, you're going to really, plummet this year, and it happened exactly as we said it would happen.
Even the fact where they were like, "Oh yeah, we bought Juan Mata," and I had a little bit of crap.
He looks half the player.
I thought, oh my god, they bought Juan Mata. I thought, shit, they're going to come to the forefront. They're going to challenge. He's been absolute dog shit.
They've not improved at all. The whole season, they've not improved.
It's because they're playing him in ridiculous positions because they're playing that fat retard up top.
And they gave.
Not even up top.
David Moyes' final present was giving Rooney a huge contract with loads of money, and now they can't move him around. I would have binned him off to Chelsea. He's fucking shit.
It's not a dip. They've imploded.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I like.
We're going to let Ryan Giggs be in charge.
Man United are going to get. They're going to get decent players, but they're not going to get. They're going to have to pay more. They're going to have to pay more for.
They've never brought in. When was the last time they really brought in a huge name?
Have they ever not been in the Champions League?
No, not in the Premier League. Not while the Premier League has been the Premier League.
Well, that's how much of a bad. Like, I know, obviously, Fergie's managed them the whole way through the Premier League, but they won. You got to remember they won a title.
Did they have 1 year where they won it?
No, they didn't.
I really don't.
No, they won. They won it when they finished third, I think, fourth. But now they're going to finish probably 7th.
They won't finish above 7th.
Well,
Tottenham they're just chugging along.
And when Liverpool finished last year, 7th, switcheroo.
Well, that's what I have that is my only fear. No, I don't have a fear because United are in complete disarray. And you did say last year, you know what? If we can sort out, we get ourselves into the positions, we just don't know how to finish. If we can sort out the finishing, we'll do well.
Well, that's the we've done.
You've done well enough, really. You've just done what you said there, and you've done well enough for top 4 and just the teams above you.
Bar last year,
I don't really. Bar
last year, which was a poor year, I think, in the Premier League. I think last year was potentially the poorest. This Liverpool, I honestly believe, being a Liverpool fan, we would have won the league the 3 years prior to that, because there was teams that were just blitzed it, and we haven't blitzed it.
You've been gifted it.
Yeah,
you've grabbed the gift.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying we've won 11 games in a row at the end of the season. That's brilliant. But the first half, you have to have historically, you've had to have a constant win.
Yeah.
And like there's not a team really that I remember that's gone from 4th with a couple of months to go to first.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think United are.
So where will David Moyes now go?
I don't care. The grave.
What will happen to United?
United are going to finish 5th next year.
I think they'll still stay out of the Champions League.
Because...
Don't know who they're going to bring in.
Who they're going to buy. They're just not like...
Mario Balotelli.
Well, brilliant. But whoever they're going to bring in...
Fabregas.
I can just see him being like Tottenham now. Buying like...
They can't be like Tottenham.
What happened to fucking Eric Lamar?
There's also the conspiracy...
They paid £40 million for him.
He's injured for the season now.
Well...
He's out. I know it's only 3 games, but... the conspiracy theorists amongst us... have a theory about... Well, they came out and said Man United not winning titles is bad for business. Take of that what you will.
What business?
The business of football in Britain.
Well,
in England.
Maybe perhaps that was the view when Liverpool stopped winning titles, and then someone comes back again.
Hopefully, there won't be some dodgy decisions going their way next year.
Oh, I see. You think there's going to be an internal Premier League
conspiracy
to let United
to
win,
ascend Man United back up to where they're meant to be.
Well,
and maybe maybe there was a factor in there of David Moyes' dismissal.
Well,
I mean, he was bad for business.
Yeah,
he was bad for Man United's business.
Yeah, he was
bad for anyone's business.
Yeah, well. Do you know what I think would be the best thing for him to do? Yeah. Go become Martin as his assistant.
No, I think that
would have been hilarious.
Too much money at Newcastle. When's our next podcast going to be?
Probably just Chelsea game, maybe. I want to have one. Let's
try and keep.
Depends. Let's
try and keep it going.
Let's see when the next series of events occurs.
Yeah, and then we'll see what twists are in store, and then obviously we'll have one after the FA Cup final for a. That's a month away. We can have one or two before then, but we'll definitely have a end of season
if Liverpool win the league by,
whenever you win the league, if you win the league before the final game, then we'll definitely have one. But we will have post FA Cup final a end of season review. Anyway, thanks everyone.